So today I'm talking about a Chevy or GMC P0442 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. And so what is a P0442 code? Well, it's an evaporative emission system small leak detected. And what does this mean? Well, modern vehicles have what's called an evap system that basically takes all the gas vapors from the gas tank and feeds them up to the engine to get burnt off so they don't escape into the atmosphere. And there can be some differences exactly how this works. So it's always a good idea to get a diagram for your specific Chevy or GMC. But the basics of how it works is that you're going to have gas vapors. They're going to leave the gas tank. They're going to go through a hose and they're going to go over to what's called the charcoal canister. And the charcoal canister is basically like storage for the gas vapors. There's also what's called a vent valve, which is usually located on the charcoal canister. Sometimes they're separate, but it'll be located on the charcoal canister or very near it. And this is used for different things. Mainly the computer uses it to test the system. It'll open and close when the computer tells it to. And then a hose is going to leave the charcoal canister and it's going to go up to the top of the engine to what's called a purge valve. And the purge valve basically opens when the engine's running so all the gas vapors can go in and get burnt off. And then it closes when the engine's not running so they don't escape. And with the P0442 code, the onboard computer is seeing a leak somewhere inside of the system. And so this could be different things. It could be a loose hose. It could be a bad component that's leaking or something like that. And the first thing to go and do is to check out the gas cap because this is a part of the evap system. So go check out your gas cap. Be sure it looks like it's good, that it's not leaking or damaged or broken or anything like this. This is going to include the new Chevys and GMCs with the no gas cap system. Basically, go check out this inlet and be sure it looks like it's closing properly and things like this. Because the gas cap is a part of the evap system, it needs to seal in order for it to work properly. If the gas cap or inlet looks good, there's different ways you go about troubleshooting this. If you took it to a mechanic, very likely what they do is they feed smoke into the evap system, and then wherever the smoke come out, they would know where the leak's at. This is very common. There's some low-cost smoke machines on like Amazon or eBay. I'll put a link down below if you need one. There's also YouTube videos on how you can make these up for like $5, $10. But using a smoke machine and just checking to see if there's any leaks, any hoses or anything like this is a good troubleshooting method that many people use. You can also go and check out the purge valve. This is going to be located up on top of the engine. It's basically just a valve that opens when the engine's running so all the gas vapors go in and get burnt off. But then it closes when the engine's not running so gas vapors don't go into the engine and flood it out and things like this. It'll be located up around the engine compartment somewhere. It could vary on the exact location, but it'll be located up there somewhere. For example, this is a 2012 Chevy Silverado, and the purge valve is located right here. There's some different ways you go about testing the purge valve. I made a video on how you could test these. I'll put a link down below if you need that. If that all looks good, the next thing to go and check out is going to be the vent valve. And the vent valve is either going to be located on the charcoal canister or right near it. For example, here it's not located in it, it's located right next to it. And the vent valve is a common failure. If it gets stuck open, then it's going to cause a leak. So the next thing to do is to go locate that vent valve and test it out. Keep in mind that wiring going to the vent valve or the purge valve or any other components can cause the same issues as a bad component. So check out the wiring. Be sure you don't see no damage or anything like that going on. But the next thing to do is to go check out the vent valve and also examine the charcoal canister. Mainly check out all the hoses going to it. Be sure they don't look like they're leaking. There's no cracks or damage done to it or anything like this. But the charcoal canister is going to be the next thing that could cause problems. And if you go through and you check all those things, you test those components, there's no leaks, and there's nothing else going on inside the system, then the next thing to do is to go check out this pressure sensor. And basically what this pressure sensor does is it just reports back to the onboard computer what's going on inside the system. And so if that sensor goes bad, there might not be a problem inside the system, but the onboard computer thinks there is since it's getting bad data. And that pressure sensor has just failed. So this would be the next thing to go and check. It could vary on its location, but it's usually located on the fuel pump. But the next thing to go and check out would be that fuel tank pressure sensor. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a basic overview of how you go about fixing a Chevy or GMC with the P0442 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.